Today on the American Truck Podcast, Blizzard says maybe to vanilla WoW servers. Fallout 4's last 3 DLCs were revealed. And soon you'll be able to buy Xbox games once and play them on both Xbox and PC. Hello and welcome to the American Truck Podcast with Andrew C.
And Jefferson B.
Red Zeo Ranger?
And Freelance Gamer. I feel like you're gonna slowly run out of them.
It's not good when he has to question it either.
I don't remember which one I did last week.
Last week was the White Ranger.
Oh yeah, it's the Red Zero.
Hey, let me know if you guys get too far behind and I'll...
Okay, I just was setting cruise control, but we're not really, like...
in a place to
we're
cruise
taking kind of a zigzaggy route today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you expected cruise to work there.
We gotta get out of Vegas.
I was optimistic.
So they added the good old Arizona last week, and it's now in the multiplayer. So we're going to Arizona now. We're going to an Easter egg that they went and put in, which will get us all an achievement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, beepita boopita bopita boopita. Hey, you guys want to go halvesies on a shopping center? You can buy 20 acres.
No.
How does halvesies work when there's 3 people anyway? It's not really halvesies.
What? What did I do?
Passed me, man.
I may have, yes.
Passed me on the right. I was in the right lane.
Dude, it's a video game. This ain't real life driving. Also, I'm a cyclist. I did my duty.
Oh, dear goodness, this is not a bicycle. This is a very large 4-wheeled bicycle.
It has wheels, it's the same thing.
I'm not sure that's how that works, but sure.
I mean...
Why not?
I really hope now you can get a bicycle in this game, much in the same way that we
Oh
just...
my god, I would love that.
Let's go.
A bicycle that can go
I'll see you
82
guys
miles
later.
an hour?
Well, no, I mean...
That would be terrifying. A pedal bike that was going
15.
80 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Because you know it would have the same physics as a truck. Because it's just...
Or it would have the physics of the car.
Actually, there's apparently because you can get the cars in this game, you actually could you can connect trailers up to them, but it's against the rules to do
That
so.
sounds horribly broken.
Yeah, well, it's because the model is a car on top of a truck.
Right, so it's on top of a truck body frame, but...
So there is a trailer connection point.
I see what you're saying. We have a whole bunch of other news that we need to cover other than just ETS or ATS mod.
Guys hear about the Blizzard stuffs? Specifically with vanilla servers?
Yeah.
Have an official response.
We do have a response. So the vanilla servers are something that Blizzard wants. However, there are some problems with providing them.
Correct.
So basically, they have all the code for the servers.
Well,
But
I think they have all the ones for the client. They're missing some of the server code.
But what they don't have is all the pieces to build all the code.
Yeah.
So they have the code, but they don't have all the build systems all in one place. So they've got to, before they could do anything with it, they have to get all the pieces in the same place. They're going to inevitably find that pieces are missing, and then have to remake those pieces and figure out how they worked in the first place. And
if I may, it's my understanding that when Blizzard started building World of Warcraft, what they did not do was take snapshots of the build system as it stood. So I'm driving this truck right now, and it's composed of an engine, some wheels, steering wheel, my legless body. But if one of those pieces is missing, or way out of date, or is the wrong paint scheme from my super fantastic Hot Rod Flames, it's just not gonna fly. It's not gonna do its job. And so normally what I would do is I could park this truck somewhere, let it sit in a garage, and get a new truck, and then build that based off of the original truck, snapshotting. Sometimes you'll do that with like, hey, this is what that engine looked like at the time. But what Blizzard had failed to do in their early version control systems was they did not take a full picture of the whole enchilada that we called World of Warcraft at the time. So that's really why this is kind of like the jigsaw puzzle / archaeology system, because chances are there's like the same coders that are there today were not the coders that were there when the game was first built.
Right.
So what it means is that you're effectively trying to relearn someone else's code, which especially since that is
That's easy.
that's my past 2 weeks at work. That is so far from easy.
That
Plus,
is so
Mike did that for
easy.
my code, actually, at
Plus
one point.
throw in bureaucracy on top of it, and Blizzard is this massive company that now has, I don't know how many, how much resources they have at this little side project of basically archaeologically digging up all of this old code.
Yeah, but I feel like if they were to look at the Australis guys and go, "Oh God, I'm about to hit a player. I didn't hit a player. All right, that
Thank
was
you
terrifying.
for the warning about the said player. Alright, that was just rude.
Sorry, that was me trying to like move forward out of a break.
Guardrail. Oh dear goodness, everything is broken.
But no, I feel like they could just hire the Australis guys and have them build it, but they don't want it, and that's a big thing behind them. They want it to be completely polished, and it can't be the same method. Like, I don't know. I still look at it going, I understand that they want it to be Blizzard perfect, like as
Right.
good as possible and
Also,
as polished.
Australis is good at deploying it on Australis' terms, their servers, their patcher, their bug updater, their
Right.
workflow.
No,
Blizzard's just-
agreed.
I don't even know what Blizzard's backend might look like, but I can tell you right now that their production environment is light years beyond anything that, a small development team could come up with.
Correct, but the idea behind it is that the original WoW was not done on that scale, and it wasn't done with that system, so they'd have to rebuild that anyway, regardless. But yeah, no, I mean, I do agree that there's a lot of things they want to get done, and they want to do it with their own team and under their own, very, what's the right word here? Scrutinous Overwatch, and I get it, and it's fine.
Tons,
There
but
you go. But it's at the same time, I have a feeling a lot of people who do Nostralis, they do it a lot in their free time, and probably a lot of them love doing it, and probably would not mind doing it as a job. I mean, the fact they went to talk to Blizzard about this means they care.
Right.
If they said, "Hey, we'll offer you a relative salary to your area. You don't need to move to location or be direct. You can do a work from a home office for this type of stuff easily."
This is about all the time we have for talking about Blizzard, so
this has been your Blizzard News Hour with
Yep,
Ghost
per-
Incorporated.
pretty much. I'm sure that this will come up again sometime. But for now, we got to go ahead and talk about some Fallout 4 DLC that got announced here at E3.
Oh.
Well, so you got the Contraptions Workshop, which is going to come out next week. Adds
I was
elevators,
excited.
armor, weapon racks, track
I
kits,
was
sorting machines,
excited.
and conveyor belts.
See, I like that. The contraption thing looks like it'll be interesting and add some cool stuff for bases. I'll say that. That's true.
In July, you're getting Vault Tech Workshop, which allows you
looks
to
fun.
build your own vault and conduct experiments on your own vault dwellers.
Yeah.
And then the last DLC for Fallout 4 is Nuka World.
And by last, he actually doesn't mean last for this. He means last for all of it.
Yep, last of
Yeah.
last.
So
Final
for me
expansion.
and Mike, we were both very excited. I think I can say that with pretty full assurance about all of this. Like, ooh, this is really cool. I like this. I think this will be interesting. And then I read that it said last for Fallout 4. And I went, what the fuck? In so many words, actually, exactly. Are they talking about this is the last one? Why?
Yeah, the other one's got like 4, but this one's like
The other ones
like
had
2.5.
four expansive 4 to 5 expansive stories that took place outside of the world you were already in, on top of other DLCs internally sometimes. So why are we only seeing? Oh God! Oh, okay. This racetrack is not finished.
No, it's an Easter egg. Can't be finished.
But like I as soon as I saw it, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. There's no way you can expect us to be happy with only having this many DLC. Only really one. Like Far Harbor was the only one that's on par with the DLCs of the previous games. That's why I was kind of
Actually,
okay with
Kyle, it's here.
it. Oh.
Go.
Oh.
That's
It's
how you
invisible.
access it.
It is a legit Easter egg.
Is it legit? Okay. See, this is a better expansion. Like, this is more interesting, and I'm so upset with what Bethesda has done. And what bothers me even more is one of the leads on the lead on Fallout 4. Watching him at E3 talk very smugly about how Fallout 4 did just made me angry. And then hearing
Well,
that this
that's
was
a
the
tight
last
corner.
DLC made me even more angry.
Yeah. So There's a lot of people who aren't too thrilled about it. It is going to be
Now
an
you're gonna tell
amusement
me
park.
that Fallout Shelter for the PC will cost me money.
It will. I could put money on that.
So that's another thing. Yep, Fallout Shelter is coming to the PC. So if you don't have a smart device, that you can play it. But there's no
Now,
real
isn't it-
information other than it's coming out in July.
Isn't it also supposed to have a VR component to it?
No.
Perhaps I'm confusing my
not
press
sure.
conferences.
I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
I didn't write anything down
Unconfirmed
about it.
VR component. Title of this: VR and stuffs. VR and Fallout 4 exclamation mark. Get all the views.
Get all the views. Although
Actually,
no,
it
serious-
is something supposedly they are planning on doing.
Yeah.
It is. That was something that they talked about. Was
Can they make feet models?
no.
First?
Yeah, that would be kind of important.
That's not a thing. No, we can't. We can't do that. There's no such
That
thing
was-
as feet in
That's the
games.
disappointing part.
This is a very interesting track here.
I'm on the inside. I know what I'm doing.
Also, why is that guy in a pickup truck?
You can buy a pickup truck.
You can buy a pickup truck?
Yeah, I think it's with this expansion they put it out.
Oh, I was fully unaware of this.
I think.
This
I'm not
is-
100% on that, but
Man, is
I wonder if
this?
this works as a ramp. No, not really.
Nice
There's
try.
no such thing as ramps.
What I'm interested in is I'm seeing motorcycles, and I am all for the idea of motorcycles.
I have to do F7 enter.
This is an American truck simulator. It's not a.
It's not an American Chopper
We
Simulator.
already,
American
have
chopper.
cars, man. They've already broken it. They're
Well,
already
that's the
gonna
multiplayer mod though, not
go.
the game developer who put the track here.
True.
Also, where's my achievement for finding this?
I think it might be only in single player.
That could be.
Ooh. So after
Well, it looks
Fallout
like a must
news,
have an
what else
entry.
is coming to us from the glorious Electronics and Entertainment Expo?
Well, that would be that. Well, this came out before. Just a little thing. The Division is going to perma-ban cheaters on their first offense now as well.
Bold.
Good.
So,
I
Fantastic.
mean, I'm not complaining. I think it's a great idea. I am just simply stating the fact that this is a very bold decision.
well, it's the third game developer to make such a decision. So, this is a good thing in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see why, especially if it's of course you need a system like a tribunal-esque system where it can be proven or disproven as needed.
Yeah, so definitely obviously it needs some kind of management thing, and we've talked about this before.
Right.
But
And it's tricky, but at the same time, like,
it's yet another game that's now gone that way, that is saying that, yep, we're going to ban people on their first offense, and I'm sure it won't be the last. I'm sure there will be some more of these that we find out about.
yeah, and I think for developers as a whole, this is really setting a precedent of, like, cheating. Cheating will not only, result in a wagging of the finger, but actually, like, putting their money where their mouth is when it comes to, we tried nicely. They tried asking people not to cheat, but
Right.
asking apparently wasn't enough, so now we had to resort to more drastic measures.
Yep, and, really, Overwatch is the game that
They're leading the
really
charge, man.
started it. Yeah, so it's good to see. Hopefully this is becomes the new normal here. So some of the E3 news here. There's a new version of the Xbox One coming out. It's called the Xbox One Slim,
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliantly creative naming scheme.
and from what I've seen, it
10 out
is
of 10.
slim. It's a lot smaller. It's got an integrated power supply now.
There's a lot of really nice features coming.
People said that they were very happy. It's got a real power button now.
Wait, like a physical power button?
Yep.
We haven't had a physical power button, I think, since like original Xbox days.
Right. But regardless, it's nice that they have an actual button again on this. That actually.
Yeah.
that actually
Apparently,
does.
it's the bane of everyone's existence.
And what that's going to do is, honestly, it's going to bring down the price.
Yep. It's $299 now
That is, wow, really?
for the Slim. Yep.
You can get an Xbox One Slim for less money than a GTX 1070.
Yep.
Correct. And isn't it 4K compatible?
Yes,
I
it's
forgot.
got for HDR 4K.
Yep,
HDR
and
4K,
so-
a 4K 60 FPS with the high dynamic range that everybody has been tooting about.
Correct. And that means if you have 4K
Thanks, Andy.
DVD,
No problem.
you now have a 4K DVD player for about $300.
You
Right.
need a 4K Blu-ray player?
Blu-ray player. Sorry, correct.
Yep.
Discs.
You have a disc player.
that can do 4K. Yep.
With a shiny disc player.
Yep. So that's
And I will say, the
so that is
40%
very
smaller
true. You
is
can
pretty
get all
sick.
those things. Microsoft also announced their new Play Anywhere program, which is for
this
Xbox and PC, and it's actually kind of a revolutionary type thing that's not really been available before.
This is definitely a surprising initiative that Microsoft is pulling. I'm not surprised because I think we've been seeing it in the most recent Windows updates, particularly.
Right. You could definitely see them gearing up towards having something like this. Basically, what it does is it allows you to purchase a game once on Xbox or PC, and you'll be able to play it on both platforms.
Right. And what this is also going to then mean is, for those of us, on the hardware side at least, for those of us who appreciate being able to use game console controllers with PC games, Microsoft has also gone ahead and made the new Xbox One S controller Bluetooth compatible, as well as built-in keyboard and mouse Bluetooth, as well as USB and IR, of all things, reception into this new console that they're debuting.
Right, and I mean, in my opinion, the biggest thing there is that they're going to be bringing the keyboard and mouse support to the Xbox. I mean, that's...
Well, you absolutely are going to need to.
Oh, yeah, if you're going to do this cross-play
Yep.
between the console and the PC, you have to, especially for shooters.
Absolutely.
now-
Shooters, just about every RPG or third-person game. And the big thing that's going to be interesting is to see like how those are. So like a big thing about shooters is we have soft locks and hard locks for aiming in those games right now. We have those for consoles because the controller is less accurate than a mouse and keyboard, because you generally do not have you almost never have a hard lock and rarely have a soft lock with a mouse and keyboard. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to those functionalities in aiming in video games in the future.
Now,
Yeah.
what I will say to that end, that guy just flipped. That was impressive. Well done, buddy. Sorry, I got distracted.
I saw a screenshot of a truck on its nose here.
Nice. But what I will say about cross-buy, if it's anything, because Sony right now does cross-buy between the PlayStation 4 and the Vita, and what I've noticed about the cross-buy system in that is not that you get the same copy of the game that you can play other places, but that you get a similar license for the game of the same title. Now what that means is that for something like a shooter, you will get the console version on the console and the PC version on the PC, but you will not get a single executable file that will work on both systems, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
A lot of that has to do with processing architecture and the fact that you don't necessarily, it's not your first option to use.
It's really actually more to do with
controller
graphics than anything
versus
else,
keyboard,
because the
mouse.
processing architecture is identical.
Right.
Is it? Are they using x86 processors?
They have
finally?
been for the Xbox
A long
One
time.
and PS4 at least,
Okay.
but they also were pretty much using it for the consoles before that too.
Okay. Well, if anything, what this is then going to do is, I mean, one of the big things is also quality assurance testing.
Yeah.
Is that when you don't experience frame jumps on a console. If you do, they're notable. Like
You just have graphics that don't exist until they load in.
Correct.
right
As
Or
soon as you
until
smack
they
into the fence.
Apparently, the 4K PlayStation 4, whatever they're calling that, is supposed to be loading in all sorts of unseen gems.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. But there's a lot of changes here coming in the console world, and Microsoft's even gone as far as announcing that they're going to have their next console come out in holiday 2017. It's called Project Scorpio at the moment, and it's a much higher end console that's planned, and it'll be interesting to see what that turns into.
Yeah, they were saying like a rough $700 price point probably.
It was weird.
That's speculated at least.
It was weird to read in the article that it was going to be backwards compatible with an Xbox One. Like that,
Yeah.
It's one of the first times that we're seeing that, and that's just one of those things.
That it's announced that right as the development is beginning, that as people are being told about it, that it's gonna just be backwards compatible from the get-go.
Right.
And like
Which
the
is good,
Xbox
because-
One, which didn't get backwards compatibility until like early this year.
Exactly.
Or until they decide to pull a Sony and then say that there's a software patch that needs to happen that removes it,
True.
which is what happened with the PlayStation 3.
Would not be surprised.
Such salt.
But but that is it for today. We don't have too much more stuff here to talk about. I'm sure next week we will have a whole bunch more things from E3 to talk about, since today is only
we've still
Tuesday.
got Square Enix is coming up in the next couple of days. Nintendo is still releasing product. I know Sony has been having their major press conferences. There's a lot of content coming up soon.
Indeed, there is. But if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. We'll still be here next week, probably talking about E3. So if you got anything that you like about E3 that you've seen, go ahead.
Kyle!
Whoa, calm down there. Go ahead and go type that down in the comment box down below. Perhaps send us a message on
Squeeze by.
Twitter or Facebook, and we'll have a little conversation about this
Bye.
afterwards. But we will see you guys next week.
I am coming after you!